Imagine looking into the endless darkness of space, where giant planets float like mysterious guardians of our solar system, and among them shines one of the most breathtaking and terrifying wonders ever discovered, the Great Red Spot on Jupiter, a swirling, raging storm that has been alive for centuries, a storm so gigantic that it could swallow Earth whole 3 times over. And now, NASA has revealed something even more shocking about this storm, something that makes scientists question what we truly know about Jupiter and its hidden forces. Because what they found is not just a storm of unimaginable size, but a living, breathing mystery that seems to defy the very laws of nature. And as the images started coming from NASA's Juno spacecraft orbiting Jupiter, the scientists were left stunned, staring at their screens in disbelief, because the storm looked different, far more violent, far more alive, as if the planet itself was hiding a secret waiting to burst out. And to understand the magnitude of this revelation, we need to step back for a moment and realize just how massive this storm really is. Stretching almost 16,000 kilometers across, larger than the entire Earth, spinning with winds that reach hundreds of miles per hour, winds so strong they could rip apart any structure known to humankind, and yet this storm has not faded away. In hundreds of years, it has been continuously spinning, swirling, and growing like a heartbeat of the giant planet, pulsing against the void of space. And as scientists observed it with new instruments, they realized that something inside this storm is changing, something deep and powerful that cannot be explained by simple weather systems, because this is no ordinary storm. This is an ancient monster of nature that has survived longer than empires on Earth, longer than civilizations, and in its persistence lies a mystery that keeps humanity awake at night. Because the storm does not just spin, it roars, it shifts, it moves with hidden patterns. And NASA's latest data shows strange glowing waves moving through the heart of the storm, glowing like fire beneath the clouds, as if the very core of Jupiter is sending signals upward. And the question rises, what is fueling this? What keeps this monstrous storm alive when every storm we know on Earth eventually dies? And the answer is both terrifying and fascinating, because some scientists now believe that beneath the colorful red clouds lies an energy source so powerful it may not only explain the storm, but also teach us about the forces that shaped our solar system itself. And as the spacecraft Juno dipped closer into Jupiter's orbit, sending back high-definition images and atmospheric readings, the mystery deepened, because the storm revealed patterns like giant spirals, layers upon layers, of gas moving in directions that made no sense, like hidden codes written in the sky, like secrets painted in red. And these patterns were not random. They appeared almost structured, almost like the storm was following a rhythm, a heartbeat that repeats across centuries. And the thought that such a gigantic storm could have an order to its chaos sent chills across the scientific world, because if there is order, then maybe there is something behind it, something keeping it alive, something ancient, something unknown. And some even whispered, could Jupiter's storm be more than just a storm? Could it be connected to forces we cannot yet see? And while mainstream science avoids such dramatic questions, the silence in NASA's briefing rooms told another story, because the storm was not shrinking like earlier predictions suggested. It was growing, expanding, becoming even more violent, glowing brighter in shades of deep crimson, almost like a warning, a signal across space. And the winds inside it were accelerating, reaching speeds so terrifying that even machines designed to measure them began to fail, as if Jupiter itself was saying, "You cannot understand me yet, you are not ready." And while the storm has always been visible through telescopes from Earth, what NASA's Juno revealed was a storm alive in a way that words cannot fully capture. A storm that almost seems to breathe, inhale and exhale energy from the deep belly of the planet, rising up like a living creature that refuses to die. And as the scientists compared the data, they noticed something even stranger. Deep sound waves recorded from the storm, vibrations that almost sounded like low, haunting notes echoing across the planet, as if Jupiter itself had a voice. And while most dismissed it as natural resonance, others were not so sure, because these sounds carried repeating patterns, like a rhythm that could not be explained by random chance. And when patterns are found in nature, it often means something bigger is at play. Something hidden, something intelligent, and though no one dares to claim that yet, the silence in those research rooms says everything. Because the truth is, this gigantic storm might be more than just weather. It might be a doorway, a clue, or even a message written across the skies of Jupiter. And the thought of that shakes the human mind to its core, because for centuries, humans have looked up at Jupiter's red spot and thought of it as just a storm. But what if it is not just a storm? What if it is a mystery bigger than our world, bigger than our understanding? A mystery that NASA has only now begun to uncover. And if this storm has been alive for centuries, then what else has it seen? What else has it hidden? And why now, after all these years, is it growing stronger, more violent, almost like something inside Jupiter is awakening? And as the glowing clouds of the storm churned and twisted in the latest images, scientists could not help but wonder, have we just opened our eyes to a truth we are not prepared to face? A truth that could change everything we know about planets, storms, and perhaps even life itself, because this is not just a storm, this is a living monument of mystery. A heartbeat of a planet that has been roaring for ages, and with every spin, with every crash of its titanic winds, it seems to be telling us one chilling thing. You do not yet understand what Jupiter really is. You do not yet understand what is waiting beneath the storm, and what NASA has revealed so far is only the beginning of a much deeper mystery. A mystery that continues to unfold as we watch the great red spot breathe in the silence of space, reminding us that the universe is far stranger and far more alive than we ever dared to believe. And that maybe, just maybe, Jupiter's storm is not just a storm, it is a secret that has been hiding in plain sight all along, waiting for us to finally see it. And yet the moment humanity dares to look closer, the deeper the mystery becomes. Because the storm is no longer just a natural phenomenon to observe, it is turning into a puzzle that challenges everything we thought we understood about planets, energy, and the very design of the universe. And as NASA's Juno spacecraft continued circling Jupiter, the readings began to show something chilling, something that shook even the most rational scientists. Because beneath the surface of the great red spot, there appeared to be strange anomalies, powerful bursts of heat and radiation rising like pulses, almost like a heartbeat echoing from the inside of Jupiter, as if the planet itself were alive and breathing. And with every pulse, the storm above twisted and glowed brighter, spreading its massive red arms across the sky like some cosmic beast unfurling. And the scientists could no longer deny it. The storm was not weakening, not fading, but feeding on something deep within, something hidden far below Jupiter's thick cloud layers, something that might never have been meant for human eyes. And the thought alone filled the minds of researchers with equal parts terror and wonder. Because what could possibly power a storm for hundreds of years? What kind of engine beats beneath Jupiter's surface, fueling an atmospheric monster larger than Earth itself? And as these questions filled the air in NASA's hidden briefing rooms, theories began to clash, some saying it must be geothermal heat from deep inside the planet, others whispering about magnetic anomalies so strong may bend reality, and a few, just a brave few, wondering aloud if perhaps this storm is not just powered by nature, but by something else, something we cannot yet name. Because the patterns seen in the glowing waves inside the storm did not look random. They looked deliberate, almost like writing, almost like signals, as if some intelligence were using the storm as a cosmic canvas. leaving a message that has been swirling for centuries, waiting for a species advanced enough to decode it, and that idea was dismissed publicly, but behind closed doors, no one could truly ignore it, because even the sound waves recorded from Jupiter's storm carried repeating rhythms, low and haunting, like a song echoing in the vastness of space, a song no one yet understands. And some began to wonder, what if Jupiter itself is not just a planet, but something greater, something ancient, perhaps even a construct of forces beyond our imagination, and the great red spot is its voice, its heartbeat, its warning? And as this terrifying thought spread in whispers among those who studied the storm, new data made the mystery even darker, because the storm, for the first time in recorded history, shifted in shape, twisting violently, its edges flaring like torn fabric, and inside it appeared flashes of light, like lightning but far more intense. Bursts of energy so strong they pierced through the planet's thick cloud cover and reached Juno's sensors with force enough to scramble instruments.